The other cause that I believe in very strongly, of course, is education. I have 3 degrees myself, and I worked in Head Start, by the way, when I was in high school. And I just feel very, very strongly that we need to find a way to provide the kind of care that's going to be necessary as our population gets older. I'm disabled myself. I've had a couple of brain surgeries. Unlike, nothing personal, sir, unlike some of the guys in our support group, I can hide my scars. But anyway, that's another concern that I have. My health is, I'm disabled, but I'm able to work part-time. But there are a lot of people who can't. So I'm still paying into the system, and I'm grateful to be able to do that. My last comments, I live in Bath, very wealthy area for those of you who may not be familiar with it. My neighbors and I will not go hungry. Others will. Peace is patriotic, just in case you can't read my button, and so is investment in healthcare and education. Thank you very much.
Is Lisa Johnson here? No. Okay. Then the next person at the podium will be Paul Baker, and then if we could have come up to the seats, Colleen Benson, Effie Stewart, and Sue Whitehurst. And we're getting close. We're winding down. We're doing well. Thank you.
Yes, I'm Paul Baker from the city of New Franklin, down in the southern part of the county. I was born during President Wilson's administration, and so I fought in World War II, at least I was in the Army, and I was in military government at the end of World War II. I have some recommendations here. One is, and I haven't heard anybody suggest this, but I think we ought to put up some tariffs to protect our industries, clothing industries, and tool making and things like that, so that we can have more people usefully employed. That also might reduce the factories that are polluting overseas. They have no laws that for pollution control and safety regulations, where we do have here. Another thing, I think we must cut the funding of the War Department. I'm using that for the Defense Department. It's really a War Department, a killing department. And finally, I think we must restore the tax cuts. The leaders that cut the taxes, they cut the taxes and now they're crying because they don't have the money for the budget. That's just gooey. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Colleen Benson. I'm from the Akron-Canton Regional Food Bank. And thank you for allowing me the opportunity today to speak on behalf of more than 2 million Ohioans who cannot make ends meet and who must seek assistance from food banks, the last safety net for seniors, children, and working adults who would otherwise face the unconscionable reality of hunger. And I wanted to thank Representatives Ryan, Sutton, and Senator Brown for being longtime supporters and friends of the food bank. I'm the manager of Foundation and Government Relations. Our president and CEO, Dan Flowers, who would like to be here today, instead is actually in Columbus right now. He's presenting testimony to the state, to Ohio Senate Finance and Financial Appropriations Committee to urge for more funding from the state to support the Ohio Food Purchase and Agricultural Clearance Program. And food banks, like many other social services right now, are getting hit from, on the state level and on the federal level, and we're fighting as hard as we can to protect our most vulnerable citizens. Our agency is a source of more than 450 soup kitchens, homeless shelters, and food pantries serving 8 counties in Northeast Ohio: Medina, Summit, Portage, Wayne, Stark, Tuscarawas, Carroll, and Holmes. Ohio's food bank network provided emergency food assistance to nearly 2.1 million Ohioans in the last quarter of 2010, and during the same time, more than 1.7 million Ohioans, or 1 in 7 of our friends and neighbors, were enrolled in SNAP, also known as food assistance or food stamps. The number of Ohioans turning to safety net services is increasing. Yet, there are many who still struggle to acquire the basic necessity of food, the most basic human need. The Akron-Canton Regional Food Bank distributed more than 19 million pounds of food in 2010, up almost 50% since 2007. 50%. And although there are positive indicators that the Great Recession is over, that is not what we're seeing in food lines and pantries. The demand is absolutely unrelenting. In fact, our client service statistics are in a virtual dead heat with last year at this time. This April was bigger than the last, and the number of people showing up at our pantries has increased steadily over the past 3 months. We are in need of every possible resource to continue providing food to those who come to our doors. And one of our federal backbones supporting our food assistance network is the Emergency Food Assistance Program, or TFAP. Overall, TFAP accounts for about 25% of all food moving through the Feeding America network of food banks. It's an essential resource for our network, and the proposed cuts to TFAP food commodities, TFAP administration, and the Commodity Supplemental Food Program and other nutritional programs could significantly impact the food that we have on our shelves in the next upcoming months. So my time is up, and we need to keep food on our shelves. We're facing a decline, and we need the help of our legislators to keep funding for food banks. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's an honor to be here, to see so many people speaking out for the cause. I never thought I would see this day coming to America, because we have lost the dream, the American dream, when people will come to America. I'm used to being homeless. I'm used to being without food. When I grew up with my mother in Memphis, Tennessee, we used to walk through the alleys to get food. We were set outdoors. We lived in barns. So now I am back here today. But the same thing is happening to the people in this country, America. I mean, wake up, America. And in convict, there's so much to talk about. And I've talked to Betty Sutton and Sherrod Brown, and we have just talked until I'm talkless, because now I am a product, I am a recipient of the lost dream. My children are being unemployed because jobs are leaving. My husband is a Vietnam veteran. I have $80,000 worth of medical bills. I have 13 surgeries. I lost my job. He lost his job. My children are losing their job. Wake up, America. Take this back and tell them they are egotistical people. The Republicans and the Democrats cannot do anything together anymore. We are humans here in this country. All I hear about is China. Let me tell you something. They're talking about the jobs are leaving. You know what convict leasing is? They're doing our jobs, but they cannot come home and get a job because they are felons. But you can fill prescriptions in prison. You can handle all our private information in prison, but you cannot come home and get a job. I say again, wake up, America. And the educational system stinks. My grandmother said, educate yourself. I went back to school to educate myself. I got in the political arena, and I found out how cruel our political people are. Cruel. And I'm telling you, we have lost it. We are living like Sodom and Gomorrah here. And I tell you, if we don't wake up, like Fred said, and protest, if you're in a wheelchair, do something. I can hardly walk now, but I tell you this, I thank you for this opportunity, because it was so emotional hearing so much about the food bank, legal aid, everything that we have worked for to better ourselves and to better our children. It's being taken away from everything that we use. I can remember when gas was 28 or 29 cents a gallon. Come on, bread 16 cents. Now we're eating whatever they put before us and our children. The water is horrible. Wake up, America.